I was sleeping so well till like 5 in the morning. Wow. Oh, man, was it?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's party time.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. I'd like to welcome you all out to the day of wealth. I'm excited about life in general. And, God is good. That's all I'm going to say is God is good. I'm going to go over the playbook real quick, and I'm going to turn the floor over to the real teachers for the day. Because the playbook doesn't change. People change. The playbook doesn't change. When you learn how to drive, you may get that one first car, but the rules to driving don't change, do they? You might get a car that's a little more advanced, that will go a little faster, where you don't have to slam the doors, you don't have to crank on the windows, you just hit buttons as you go. You'll get cars eventually where you won't have to even put the key in to turn the ignition. You'll just get in and you'll push a button. See, I can remember my first jalopy. I had a little Chevy Chevette, and I would hope to park on a hill sliding. So when I take the brake off, because the car had problems starting, I'll start rolling a little bit, and I can pop the clutch, and the car will stop. So that little thing would get going, and you get the little roll, and people would laugh because sometimes they see my foot out the door like Floyd Flintstone. And then I'll pop that clutch, and if you got a cutie with you, you play it off. Like, oh, baby, this little jerky, and wait till now. So you start and you get going. Then you advance, but you realize that you still got to put your signal lights on. Yeah. You still got to press the accelerator. You still got to brake. All the rules to the road are the same no matter what vehicle you drive. So therefore, it's what you think and what you do is what puts you in a vehicle, and how you treat that vehicle and maintenance that vehicle is what gets that vehicle to last longer to get you where you want to go. So there are rules to the game. The rules always start with you. Always start with you. No matter what you think or say, the rules start with you. The question is, who are you?
That's good.
So when you know, as Jesus said, when the disciples were telling them what everybody else was saying, he said, well, who do you say that I am? You have to start asking yourself the question, who do you say you are? And then the answer must be something pure, something great, something praiseworthy. I'm just giving you Philippians at that point. It must be something positive that is worth moving forward. Because why would anyone want to follow something mediocre? So you are the first component to your success. Now, because of who you are, is why you were teamed with 3 other people. But if you don't know who you are, these 3 people could lead you away from the road. You have to be confident in who you are, and that's what will lead these 3 people. These 3 people will get a better understanding of who they are from you. So now, when you know who you are, and you lead 3 people to know who they are, and there's understanding, as towards his knowledge and wisdom gains wealth, because they now know better, then they can go tell 3 other people to do the exact same thing, which is just get to know who they are, what they want, what are they going to do. From there, everyone should want to have good credit. Everyone should want to pay their fair share of taxes. Not according to some political view, but whatever the rules of the game is said, because you're an owner You can write this off. That's your fair share. You want to do taxes the right way to benefit you. Everyone should want to have better budgeting methods. And everyone should want to be debt-free. So when you know you want good credit, when you know you're going to manage your money better, when you know you'll be debt-free, and when you know you're going to have all the tax advantages work for you, then you tell those 3 people and show them how to do what you just did. Now it's each one teach one. So all you're doing is one, then that gets you $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. That's foundation. We need to have everyone at the basics. When you get into the sports or the NFL or whatever you say, that's base salary. You already got the vehicle. Now it's up to you to upgrade the vehicle. Do y'all get this? We have something so simple. So I think it's because we outthink ourselves. Because I look at the plan every week and I'm like, wait a minute. A person's having a problem getting someone to have better credit and then paying them for it. So y'all think about the core concept of James Net Worth. I'm going to pay you to be debt-free. I'm going to pay you to have great credit. I'm going to pay you to manage your daily budget better. And in fact, I'm going to pay you to get the best tax advantages that benefit you and your family. And I'm going to give you a car for it. And I'm going to give you a Benz for it. And I'm going to give you a vacation every year for it. But it's yours. And all you have to do to get that is tell 3 other people. Can it get any easier than that? So today, we all got a little vehicle. Maybe just that little bucket. When it's all said and done, you should be getting that S600, pushing a button, and now you're floating. Without further ado, I get to bring up our first trainer, senior director from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by way of Minnesota now, reversing, Newman Thomas.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody on internet land, good morning. That's amazing that Paulie, give it up for Paulie. Amen. A lot of when we look at this, JFG Net Worth, it is extremely simple. It is extremely simple. And I was toiling with this as I talked to people and going through a lot of those same conversations of they will agree with me how easy and simple it is, or how simple it is. And then I would say, well, what's the problem? And then they will go through all these barrage of excuses. And I started to call it their automatic behavior. Because I would ask them the question, well, would you like a different lifestyle? And they would say, yeah. Well, are you willing to do this to get your different lifestyle? They would say, yeah. I'll say, well, let's go do this to get a different lifestyle. Then they'll say, well, and I'm like, where's the well? And then I started to think, you're operating in an automatic behavior. And with that, I had to start thinking about people's habits. I understand biologically that we're habitual creatures. So we can only operate in habit, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. That's just how we were made to operate in habit. Therefore, a lot of people do things and don't even realize that they're doing them because it's a habit. So we're going to start off with the word cue. I have the definition here. One definition, this is from Webster. To give a cue is a prompt or to insert into a continuous performance. We're familiar with this. Something that triggers. This is, you can think of this as a trigger. Oftentimes we'll see a smell, or I'm sorry, smell a smell that will trigger a memory. Yeah, I hear that. Will trigger, and I'll one smell for me was Lagerfield cologne. Every time I smelled this cologne, I would think of this this old person that was in my grandmother's life. That was the cue, and it will bring back different emotions and different things. But it all started with that. Okay. When we go from the cue, it goes to routine. Like I said, with that Lagerfield cologne, I would automatically think of him, and I'll think of all of the funny things. So all of the things he used to do. He used to always wear these chains, and he had all his hair hanging out his shirt. He was just a cool dude. He had a, he'd always come to me and, all right, all right, all right. Brother, his name was Dennis. It was just amazing. But he always had that routine. So when we think about routine, it's a habitual or mechanical performance of an established procedure. So when we think about an assembly line or something like that, those people do one job all day, nothing more. They can do it in their sleep because their routine is the same every single day. And with our J&G business, that's what we're trying to develop. That's what we should be developing. A routine that we do the same thing every day to get the results that we're looking for. And the results that we're looking for is the reward. We understand in our business, our reward is becoming debt free. Getting our credit to the level that's A+. Doing our daily budget. And getting the opportunity to have all of our tax benefits for us. So when we can successfully do that, a reward, a stimulus administered to an organism following a correct or desired response that increases the probability of occurrence of the response. What that's saying is, if it felt good, I'm gonna do it again. That's what they're saying. Your cue and your reward create a habit.
Yeah.
And in this, it's called. There's a book I'm reading. It's called The Power of Habits. And in this, it's a circular motion. You have a cue. You have something that triggers something. That trigger creates a routine. That routine then creates a reward. And whatever that reward is, we'll go back to that cue. Okay? Some people will take a bad habit. This is no offense to anybody, but I'll use smoking, cigarettes, or any other form of smoking. But the cue for a lot of smokers, they vary. I don't know any smokers that generally, if they had an opportunity to smoke with someone, they would take that opportunity every time. So their cue is okay. Maybe it's a certain time of day. It could be something about, let's use this, because my uncle smokes. After every meal, you can guarantee it's automatic. It's an automatic behavior. He gets up, goes to his pocket, gets his cigarette. So his cue is after I eat, my routine is now I'm going to smoke. His reward then is the fact that he spends the time relaxing, I say relaxing, I'll explain in a minute. He spends the time relaxing by smoking on the cigarette. I say relaxing is because in respiratory therapy, we were taught that smoking is just a form of deep breathing. And it's just that you're out there and no one really takes the time to breathe slowly. And it actually creates the endorphins and all of the dopamine and all that stuff. So, but it has created this bad habit in our lives for those that smoke. But how we can change that, oftentimes when we look at it, the cue and the reward stay the same. Those will always be the same. But it's the routine that is huge in this secular motion. You have someone who eats. We know that he wants to relax after he eats. But if he changed his routine and maybe go take a walk, a slow walk and deep breathe, it will then create a habit loop that everything else in his life, of course, will get better. His health will be better. He will have a different outlook on life. There will be a lot of different things that he could do. So in this loop, the first thing we always want to do is identify the routine. Identify what we're doing and why we're doing it. Okay? As we use the example, his routine was to go get the cigarettes. And then you want to experiment with rewards. This is creating good habit loops. You want to experiment with different rewards. So if every day at 10:39 a.m. I get up from my desk or wherever I am and I go and I grab I go to the vending machine somewhere. Do I go because I really want something, or am I going because I want to walk past somebody's desk that I have a good time with? Those are the things that you have to think about. And then you want to isolate the cue. You want to isolate the trigger that is moving you into that routine. What is causing me when I wake up in the morning? What do I do? Do I sit there, or do I roll over and turn the TV on and sit there for a few hours? What is the trigger? Because we're habitual creatures. And then have a plan. Have a plan once you are able to put those things in your backpack of goods, that you will be able to work through them. Okay? I want to take Febreze. We've all heard of Febreze, right? Has anybody used Febreze? All right. Well, Febreze, the company, when they first came out, they scientifically came up with a way to eliminate odors. Now, when they first presented this, that's how they presented it. This will eliminate odors. You can do whatever you want with it, eliminate odors. And the history of them shows that one of their first ventures into putting it into the market was there was a woman who had a whole bunch of cats. And her house, if you've been around people with a lot of cats, they smell like cats all the time. But she had so many cats, and they presented this to her, and she sprayed it, and she said, wow, the cat smell is gone. Now I can go out on dates because I don't smell like cat. And Wait a minute. Keep going. Scratch that from the record. No. I can invite people to my house because it doesn't smell bad anymore, right? So this is all going through her head. So they gave it to her. She used it. It did what it said it would do.
Mhm.
But the habit that she had was the fact that she was so used to the cue of the smell. She had got so used to that smell that the fact that there was a new routine of spraying this stuff to get rid of the smell, it didn't overpower that original bad habit. Following me? So what happens is she forgot about the new thing that came along because she was in that routine of I love my cats.
Mhm.
Okay? So what Febreze did, because when they came out, the sales were good, but then they realized that people's habits automatically pulled them back to what they used to do prior to that. So what they did was they said, okay, we have to identify a different cue. We have to change identify a routine and change the cue. So what they did and what they're working with now is the fact that they went to a woman's house that was extremely tidy, extremely neat, and she was using the product. And they said, well, how do you use the product? She says, I use the product after I clean. That was their aha moment. The cue that most of us use, well, I speak for myself, the cue that they use now is the same cue that I use it for. That it's a reward after you've done your routine of cleaning.
Mhm.
So your cue is, I need to clean my home. Your routine, you clean your home. Your reward, I'll spray Febreze to make it smell better. So now that smell correlates to that. Now I need to buy, now that puts a habit in me, I need to go get Febreze to make my house smell better, because when it gets messy, that's the cue. I clean it and then I buy Febreze. So they created a good habit loop into their marketing strategy, and then they were able to sell billions of dollars worth of Febreze. Now, I say the same thing for our JMG business and for our personal lives. Of course, like Paulie said, it's you. Who are you? What habits do you have? A lot of us, we will toil and get to the point where it's like, we don't understand. You're not dealing with, we understand that we're dealing with people's minds, the way they think, the habits that they're used to. Some people just can't see past anything besides their habits. And it's a physiological thing. It happens in the basal ganglia, inside your brain.
So who's what?
The basal ganglia. But this thing, it automatically triggers. It's like riding a bike. The moment you're riding when you're a little kid, all of that equilibrium and all that thing, it all shifts. And now, once I see this, I'll never forget how to do this.
Mhm.
So the same thing that we want to produce in our J&G business is a good habit loop. Are you going out? Are you calling people daily? Are you scheduling your success? Are you doing these things? Do you have the appropriate cues? Are you waking up thinking, okay, today is a great day to go out and do this, that, and the other? Are you marketing yourself?
Mhm.
These are all things that we must ask ourselves in regards to how are we pushing to create our habit. Because what happens is the little changes that we make change everything. It's just a small shift. It's not a drastic shift. It's just a small shift that we must make. But in that small shift, we can then teach our people how to make the shifts in their lives for the things that they want to do. Because those small shifts, you may start to get up every day and put your left shoe on first. But it'll do something to your mind. And you're like, well, I did this different. Maybe I should work out. Okay, I worked out. Well, this person I see every day running down the block, they always smile at me. Maybe I should say something to them. Now I have a JMG partner. There's no telling of where those different things will lead. So when we think about our life and how we operate day to day, the mundane, the mediocrity, we have to get to a point to say, why? Why am I doing it this way?
Mhm.
Okay? We have a plan. We have the perfect plan. But we have to attach our good habits to that perfect plan
Mhm.
to produce what we know that it can produce. It's not a myth. We know that it can produce it. The numbers, mathematically, you can look at it. There's been proven. We've all received checks. So we know that it works. We just have to continue in that good habit loop. All right?
Yeah, right.
So up next, I want to bring up a respectful man who has a lot of good habits.
Mhm.
He does a lot of things right. And I like to be able to say that I can stand in company with somebody who's doing things right.
Right.
So if you can stand with me and welcome Senior Director Chow Lang.
Good morning, everyone. Stand up. Give applause for the Newman Thomas.
Yeah.
Can I raise this real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right. You know, as I was going through my thought process this week on what to talk about, I really thought about our system. And as we talk about our business, we talk about our life business, and really, on Tuesday, I was hitting at the training, not training, but the presentation. But how we turn our personal lives, or just our life in general, into a business, and what that looks like. And I went back on my planning, and then I realized that my planning differs from a lot of other people's planning. So when we say go out and really look at your life and plan out your life and balance it, not everything is accounted for, right? Because we all know about our personal life, right? Our personal life. What's our other life? Our business life, right? And a lot of people plan it completely separate from their personal life. But in actuality, there's an overlap, right?
Mhm.
But then let's go back to our personal life. Our personal life breaks down into other lives as well. And here we have I'm just going to put significant other, right? It's almost a marriage, almost whoever we spend time with. And then we have our friends, acquaintances, or whatnot. And then even inside that, right? Let's say M for myself.
Mhm.
Significant others and family. I'll put that family up there, right? Do you see how that looks? And then on our business side, we have let's say those who are entrepreneurs, which everyone should be, whichever your entrepreneurial endeavors are, right? And then even inside your entrepreneurial endeavor, you're training us on this before, inside your own company, you are pretty much your first employee, right? So in there, let's just go in there and put the worker bee in there, right? Okay, and then you have your money. Becomes a big old, but I want you to focus right there and take a look at in every single area there involves what? Involves people.
Mhm.
Even right there, when you're by yourself or myself, you're by yourself, but you're still with somebody. What you do with that person, for some of us, that's what you see in a lot of patients. When I saw them, when they were depressed, you shouldn't spend too much time alone. You should decrease the amount of time that and go, but you want to balance that eventually going out about your business, your personal, your family. But here, it all intertwines at some point. It all affects that. So when I see Paulie up here saying that how do you see yourself?
Mhm.
And the three people that come along with you, what are you putting into yourself? What are you putting into your system? Because then whatever you put into your system is out. You know, we look at the limbic system here, and we're going inside, but the sympathetic nervous system, it's pretty automatic. It's fight or flight. I'm going to sum that up. It goes everywhere, but it's up to your brain. It's like, because your body reacts a lot like your mind does, but how do you program yourself? A lot of it was done when you were younger, but it fights or flights. Most of us flee, even though we talk about how we're going to fight.
Mhm.
How many people do you know that, oh yeah, when the time comes, I'm going to take that person out. You know, take this business venture out. I'm going to do all these things. But you get up to it, and inside, you're actually fleeing right away because it's a stressor that you don't want to deal with. And then on the other side, your parasympathetic nervous system, it repairs you. It repairs you basically while you're at rest. A lot of us, because we're nervous and we're fleeing all the time, and we think something is chasing us, when whatever that variable or that element or whatever that is that is causing that stress, it doesn't disappear because it's up here, and you don't get proper rest, so you don't rejuvenate the way you're supposed to. How many of us had a night where we thought that a problem just would take us out?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? Were you well rested come morning? Probably not. Probably not. You probably woke up thinking about the same thing, and your body's trying to figure out how to run while it's asleep. That's no good. So then we realize this, and we go, you know what? We're going to go out and we're going to seek counsel. We're going to seek people, right, who can teach us, advise us on how to get better.
Yeah.
When you want baked goods, where do you go besides my wife? To the baker, right? To the baker. If you want to build a house, Paulie, who do you go to?
So we're gonna contractor.
A contractor, a carpenter, or somebody who builds a house, right? Right? If you wanted to ride a bike, who would you go to? Probably, I would really ride a bike. Probably some sort of a cyclist, right?
Mhm.
Why is that when we want to talk about money, we avoid bankers? I see a lot of people avoiding bankers these
That's
days.
good. That's good. That's good.
We avoid bankers. I don't get it. That's one of the first things I say. Hey, I have all these questions and everything. Go to a banker. Because, can I erase this? Because it's all a big mumbo jumbo anyways now. So you know what's going on. All right? Because our money, you didn't realize this. Okay? Our money, we have a system inside of our country. All right? You want to call it the Federal Reserve. You want to call it the central bank. Whatever you want to call it. Okay? Our currency is based off of our ingenuity,
Mhm.
our workforce. I've said this before. Maybe I can break this down in different ways so we all understand this better. Okay? It comes off of us. And there's a certain way that money flows.
Mhm.
Okay? So it comes out, and most of it goes to banks. Okay? It goes to banks. And the banks then lend to businesses.
Mhm.
They lend to us. Whether you think of yourself as a business or not, you are a business. You are an entity in the mind of through the eyes of the government.
That's right.
Now, it's how you structure your business. That's when they go, hey, we're going to give you more money. We're going to lend you more money. We're going to take the leverage that we've taken off of the United States of America's workforce and flow more of it to your way. See, so if this is you, and they're flowing it to your way, right? And then you set up in corporate America, no matter what business you're in, whether you see our system here or corporate America where there's a CEO and a business, they're going to flow more money to your business because more businesses have latched on to you and they're going to lend you more business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're going to lend you more money. So because the leverage is here, and the bigger that grows, the more money flows there. It doesn't change with our business, but here the question is, do you trust in your system? Do you trust in your system?
Mhm.
Because some people, I hear too many people these days because of economy crashes or whatnot, that there's some sort of a conspiracy. Somehow our efforts that contribute to the growth of this country isn't working. And I'm telling you right now, you are so flawed in your thinking, it's not even funny.
Mhm.
You're not even funny because that curse passes on to your children, and then it cripples you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, our country doesn't make our country. It's our individuals that make our country.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from voting. If you think there's a conspiracy there, think again. Okay? I hear a lot of people talking about conspiracy there. Take it from a person who's seen your country from the outside. Even from the inside, I was in the outside looking in.
Right, right.
And now that I'm in the inside and have realized the success, there's something here, all right, that somebody isn't trusting. And when I remove everything else and I go back to that, my first drawing, do you trust in your system? Do you trust in you? Because a lot of people can jump 3 feet. 3 feet, that's not that far.
That's right.
Okay? That's like there.
That was 5 feet.
Oh, that was like 5 feet. Okay? It's there. But then as you move it up a few levels, the principle doesn't change. You just jump the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You jump the same way, but you're like, oh man, there's like 5 feet below me now. A lot of people start cutting out at that point, but like let's say half the people. You go another 10 feet and like, oh, it's like, okay, another half cuts out. It's like, what if I fall? I'm gonna break myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's the same thing. Like you're not, like you've done it 10 out of 10 times right here, you know? But somehow that's programmed. How do you trust yourself? Do you trust your system to do what it's supposed to do? Because I have a friend over in New York. Man, the guy is massively successful. All right? People want to go into office and everything. And he taught me something. And he told me something. He goes, Gerald, my mentor took a look at me and he said, you know why you're going to be really successful? Do you know why you're successful right now? He's like, why is that? It's like, because you understand the human condition. It's like, what's that? Yes, people are flawed. People put rich people in this bucket, or wealthy people in this bucket where they don't make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of wealthy friends who lost millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Who lost millions of dollars.
Yes.
Okay? You lost millions of dollars. But here's the difference. What a majority of people's status quo is, because 95% is a lot of people, right? Can we agree with that?
Yes.
If 95% of people see that if you make over a certain amount, if you drive a certain car, and it's really basic. We're not talking about Beamers and Porsches and Lamborghinis and all that, you know? Just basic upper middle class life, you're doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you make $30,000 a year and you take a $10,000 hit, you're hurt. You're exposed. Everybody sees that. But when you make $1 million a year and you lose $500,000, you still make $500,000.
Right.
So in most people's eyes, you're still doing really, really well. But who took a bigger hit? The person that lost a third of their income, or the person that got half of the income?
Right.
See, can you see the difference there?
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, it's really all perception. So where he's really successful is he sees that in wealthy people, there's problems. There's massive problems. So if I solve massive problems that save them half of their losses, that's $250,000. $1 million if he would have lost $500,000 and he saved him $250,000 and he gets half of that, that's more income than probably 2-3 people make, average.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one problem. That's one problem. I was like, man, you know, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then you go and take that one step further, and then now I take a look at people and how they form their teams. And he goes, I want to find people who can do exactly what I do, so then I'm pretty much out of the picture. And it's like, but think about what you said just there. It's good to have yourself replaced, but if everybody around you could do exactly what you did, you would be irrelevant.
Right.
That's the greatest way to replace yourself in a system that you created. But prior to that system being created, what use are you in the system if every single person could do what you do? Now flip that to the other side. So when you take a look at your partners and the people that you are going to work with, that's why you can't go and pass judgment on who is going to be successful in this business. You yourself have taken it to this level. It's something that you can't do that somebody else can do, or I could say not able to yet, and someone who can do it now, how can that person boost your business? Can you look at people a different way?
Mm-hmm.
Can you look at people in a different light? Need versus want. Need versus want. So the system, that's whatever you put into is input. What's the output? What do we want? What do we want? I really want to think about this morning, not just some cliche of what my life is and why I want it, because those things are important, but I want you to lose the cliche of it. What is it that you really want that makes you like? And it's not just, it could be just one thing, and you focus on one thing and then on to the next thing and then the next thing, but you saw the different areas of your personal life, you saw the different areas of your business life. So, you know, it's like, I want my wife to have a clean house all the time. All right, so you make sure a wife has a clean house all the time, and your business is crap. Because you spend all your time making sure, like, compulsive and cleaning the house. Because if you have kids, the house is constantly going. Right? Yeah. Yeah. You go. So need versus want. When you want something and it's different, there are things that you need to do. There are things that you need to do that aren't necessarily what you want to do.
Right.
Now, how can we get that in line? How can we get that in line? We hear a lot about this time of year. Everyone's trying to get that six-pack. Everyone's trying to get fit. Not everybody wants to do crunches. Not everybody wants to run hills. Not everybody wants to do a lot of things when it comes to their fitness. What is it that you need to do in order to get the next level? And I want to talk about this other part where we've hit this topic very hard. Now faith. Now faith, Brother Lockett.
That's right.
Now faith. And a lot of us go, I'm going to exercise my now faith. First of all, your faith fitness, some of us really got to move that up and improve that endurance. But that now faith, attribute that to whatever I want happens, boom, now. Now. Now faith. When I take a look at it, it goes, the Lord is going to step into my life and prepare me to receive starting now. Starting now. But where are we in our life in relation to what we want to receive? Because like I said in the beginning, our mind responds to a stimulus a lot similar to the way our body does. It's mind, body, mind. How some people need to see their body change before their mind changes. Some people change their mind and then their body changes. It's just some people are programmed a little bit different, but it all starts here. It all starts here regardless. But then how do we do that? We exercise it. So we start today and we say, you know what? I'm going to build this $1 million business that generates millions of dollars a year, takes care of the people around me and all that. But right now, I can't take that. Like, I can't take all the pressures for all that. And then people start counting their costs. People start counting the costs. If you've never been there, you don't even know all the costs that are involved. So then you're going to run into obstacles and learning curves and all of that. I'm telling you right now, forget the whole nation, in our neighborhood, in our home, in our own personal lives, as we've reached for success and we've pushed for success, things have gone away. Things have gone away. Because the more time we start spending in each areas of our life that I join, certain people don't spend that much time, so you spend less time with the people. Sometimes it's with one, maybe two people that you've always spent time with, and they go, you know what, I'm on board. But a lot of people don't. And it's not that you're leaving your close friends behind, that you're leaving all that, you're just spending more time with people who are doing what you want to do to achieve what you want to achieve. So doing what you need, and along the way, if you count the cost and all this, and we see trainings and we see videos and all this, this is where people start leaving it all behind because they say it's not worth it. All right? I've seen personal relationships go by the byway, not because they didn't love the other person, but because the other person said that they were going to stick by through these trials and tribulations and didn't. I'm telling you, you try to count that cost, you try to harness all that pain and feel it in an instant, you'll quit. you'll quit. You have $1 million right now, and this next venture to take you to a $10 million venture requires everything and the $1 million from your 3 closest friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that venture didn't go the way it was planned because there are certain things that you didn't account for. It didn't mean that it was going to fail. It just means you need to push that much harder and learn, get around that learning curve.
Right.
Money goes away. People that couldn't stand it go away as well. Does it make you a bad person, or did you just trip and fall? How long does it take you to learn how to ride a bike? I don't know. I don't know for some people. Some people jump on a bike and they're graceful. I'll tell you right now, it took me to the 3rd grade to ride a bike. It was on a little girl's bike going down a driveway, a slope driveway. I didn't understand the concept of how you can balance like that. So I had to have my feet down. That's where my trust level and my ability was. I could run with the best of them, but I couldn't balance. And I would tip over all the time. I figured if I held on to the bike, then it would eventually straighten up itself. And I feel that's what's going on with a lot of people these days. It's like you go down and you ride a vehicle that was never meant to be like by you. You were made for much better, you know. And you just hold on to this vehicle until you crash and burn. And there's I'll just leave it at that with the whole bike scenario. But that's the same thing with wealth. It's like how long do I get a good grasp on wealth and then ride it?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you could ride a bike? Can you explain that to somebody? It's a feeling that is unlike anything else. It's a feeling that's unlike anything else. When you achieve balance and equilibrium in your life, you can't explain that to somebody. You can paint pictures, you can throw up a big gigantic house, you can throw up this really nice car, you know, you can throw up a really nice person in shape, you can throw whatever it all is, and you associate one thing, one picture, but it's not so much a picture, it's that feeling you get. I don't know about you, but when you walk into a house and you're like, woo, you can't describe it. All I know is he walks neighborhoods, drive neighborhoods. You all know when you step into that car, and he goes, oh, he's so materialistic. Why do you want a car that costs more than my house? It's like, have you sat in a car like that before?
Right.
It's a feeling you get that's completely different. It has nothing to do with materialistic. It's like, look, I can't even try to, I can try to hurt myself, but I can't even do that. Car like thrown into a robot and hits me over the head. It's the same thing with wealth. When you're going down that level, people are gonna go, why in the world do you keep falling off that bike? Why do you keep falling on the bike? Because man, but the moment I learned how to ride a bike, it's like it was all worth it. All the bumps, the scrapes, the bruises and everything. And now it's like you want to go from point A to point B, zoom, you're there. Zoom, you're there. Oh, I should put this up to you in. Because this is a lot of things we see between want versus need instead of doing what is needed. You know? We just see this as we go, okay, I want a candy bar, I should eat some vegetables. things like that. Things like that. But when it comes to entrepreneurial side, when it comes to the wealth side, it's like, what needs to be done? And we get that job done. Because this next part here is we pull up. Because in 2013, JMG has raised the bar. Right, Paulie?
Yes, sir.
If you did this much in 2012, we're doing this much in 2013. If you want to change the shape of your body, one of the exercises over any other exercise, it's part of the power thing, you know, you want to change the shape of your upper body, it's a pull-up. It's a pull-up. You want to change your core, it's a pull-up. How many pull-ups can you do? See, here the thing is, I get a lot of people who can barely do one pull-up. And I'm not here to tease you. I'm just saying that not everybody is going to be there all the time to give you a hand up. And if they're there to give you a hand up, they probably can't pull your entire body weight, so you're going to need to pull up. Today, I have a friend that's going to go with me to the gym and really experience something up when it comes to pulling up. Right, Antonio Lockett?
Yes, sir.
We're doing pull-ups today. It changed the shape of your body. So when you pull yourself up and can do it consistently and multiple times in your business, it changed the shape of your business. And everybody wants to be a part of a fit business. And the only way you pull up is you get a bar that's not here. It's up there. It's up there. Not here. Just think about that real quick. Today I got married. Thought I'd go off with a ditty look, you know. You see my wife? Like biceps and everything. Look at that. Oh!
Come on.
I'm stand back and look at that.
You like a government official.
That was almost 5 years ago. On Christmas, I took my little boy on a limo ride, dressed him up. That's Evan. Do you guys remember when I told you that when Laura got pregnant? Remember when I told you he was born?
Mhm.
He's a little over 5 months old now. You see how fast time is going by?
Yeah.
And it's his father's son. You know it's his father's son because after the Christmas meal, I want you to take a note. Look at that. You see? It's a little blurry. It may only be a 2-ounce dumbbell. But he held it up. Grandma was like, "Yeah, he can hold up the dumbbell." Man, time flies.
Wow.
Time flies. Output. That's a little mini me right there. I have a feeling he's going to be a lot bigger than me at some point. But here's the thing. I've shared with you the most intimate parts of my life.
That's right.
What I want to do with my life. And you witness firsthand on how quickly time flows. Time just flying by right now.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to go faster and faster and faster. This kid's growing like a weed. I don't know what. It's Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, New Year. Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, New Year. And I wish it wasn't Monday, Friday. I wish with the business world that it was Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. But I look forward to Monday because that's when everybody starts working again. Because each day I have, time that's allocated to my family and all that already. But it's like, but with everyone else, like Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, and then it's New Year. That's what I'm working for.
Mm-hmm.
It's the image. It's a feeling that I get when I pick up he said his first word. He giggled. I just told Brother Lockett last night that I'm babyless and wifeless at the moment because they're over there with my wife's parents. And I thought I heard Evan giggle last night. Too many scary movies when I was younger. Okay? Too many scary ones. But what are we doing? And how do we maintain that feeling, of equilibrium and balance in our life and still move forward? Because I'm telling you, I know somebody right now inside of our company, it's the next person that's coming up, that I know is going to raise the bar this year, 2013. Right? Between the mentorship from Paulie Jones and William Lockett, the person that I'm going to bring up next, has raised the bar and continually raises the bar. And I'm like, you know what? Whew! It hurt doing 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35 pull-ups at that level. Now you pull me up 5 more feet. But it energizes you because it forces you at that point. You either jump up, grab that bar, and do those pull-ups and pull yourself up, or you fall. But you have that big old motivation going like, all right, so if we moved it up another 5 feet, I'm not going to fall 10 feet. I'm just going to pull myself up. That's the way that I look at it this year. And I'm grateful to have people like William Lockett in the company who's consistently up here training. And if you've heard what he's talking about, I really am encouraged today to really look at it from the business mindset. Not from the side where you go, okay, I think I'm going to get off my feet and move. I want you to think on the side of, I have a business. Matter of fact, everybody stand up right now. Everybody stand up right now. I want you to find somebody on the other side of the room. On the other side of the room that you haven't shook hands with, and I want you to introduce yourself. And so we're in a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Oh man, that's terrible. I get Michael Ealy a lot though. Yeah, I see that too. I see that at the barbershop. You know, barbershop. I see him. That's why I grew my hair out.
There's no going on hunting exercises.
So relax, check it out, and I want you to look at it from that perspective, that you are running a multi-million-dollar, soon to be $1 billion company business today. You're doing that today. Today, not tomorrow. You're running that business today.
Yes.
So the information that you're getting operates your business better today. Not if I make a few changes, I'm going to be able to have a multi-million-dollar, soon to be $1 billion business. Because if you wait for that day, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. It builds today. There is no perfect business today, but there is a chase for that perfection, like Brother Newman Thomas was training last week. We're going to do that. And together, collectively, with all of our unique skill sets, we're going to make that work. So everybody stand to your feet. Give a round of applause for the William Lockton.
Hey! How y'all doing? Everybody well?
Yeah.
Y'all give it up for Child Lay. Brother Newman for doing such an awesome job. Well, I'm truly excited and thankful to be here. And honestly, I'm excited every day, regardless of what's going on in my life. I mean, just because you achieve a certain level does not exempt you from problems. It's just a matter of how you deal with those problems, which determines how high you go in life. So a child was training and talking about, you know, those sleepless nights. I don't care what's going on during the day. I still have learned to sleep well. Why? Because what I put my trust in. Because you're working towards something, right? Things happen, right? But my mindset tells me this, is that if I have to work for something, why not work for something I want? People that subscribe to an employee mindset, that get stressed out, have subscribed to a lifestyle that at the end of the day, at the end of the life, doesn't get them to where they want. So every day they deal with stress and frustration. Isn't that what I trained on last week? So it's a thing with me that if I have to do something, why not do something that's going to benefit me? Why not do something that at least has a possibility of bringing me the lifestyle that I desire? Because to do something that doesn't even have the potential to produce, but still have the desire, will be stressful to me. Then I've learned to put my trust in God. So therefore, why stress about it? If you stress about it, are you really trusting? So therefore, I sleep, and the word says he neither sleeps nor slumber. So if he's going to be up, why do I need to be up?
All right.
So therefore, I learned to just walk by faith. Like Child was talking about, now faith. I mean, faith is powerful. And when you truly discover the power in the Word of God, it frees you up. That you realize that it's really not your responsibility to produce it. It's your responsibility to believe in the one that can produce it. So therefore, it frees you up of the responsibility of making it happen, but it doesn't get you off the hook. You still have to have the faith and then do the work. Then God has a way of orchestrating things and putting things together so they work together. But at the end of the day, it's still about recruiting. Our business is based upon bringing people in, working with those people, to help develop them to bring their people in. So we can't get away from this. And this is a new year, a new mindset, and a new day. So if you're not at the level in your business that you want to be, you have to look at how are you approaching people, how are you recruiting people, okay? So let's go deeper into that. It all starts with a decision. Success in business starts with a decision to succeed. Most never make a decision. They instead make a choice to try the business. That is how the average person thinks and engage their business. Make a decision to succeed and you will. How many folks have you talked to that say, well, I'll give it a try? Maybe you even said it yourself. I'll give it a try. Well, my motto is not have these different models and something that I live by. Do or do not.
Right.
Do or do not. But do not try.
That's good.
Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. There's nothing in between. Okay? Period. Well, I tried, but it didn't work. Well, it's working for somebody, so it's obvious that it works. So it's not that it doesn't work, just that you quit. So therefore, do or don't do it. Okay? You're here, you made a commitment, so you made a decision to do it, right? Now you have to line everything else up so that now you begin to produce the results that you desire out of your business. Because we truly, as leaders, want you to be successful. We truly want you to be prosperous in life. We just recognize that we have a change agent, a vehicle that can produce the results that you say you desire. So we're just trying to instill some principles and some knowledge and wisdom into you that will encourage you to help develop the best you. Because truly, that is the key to success in no matter what you do in life. That you have to work on yourself. Once you begin to work on yourself, then other things outside of yourself begin to be impacted by the change in you. Become what it is that you want. Become the individual that you're trying to recruit. Right. So if you want to recruit a A-class individual, become an A-class individual yourself. Then you begin to attract that what you want. Okay? Your heart must be connected to the vision you have. Your heart is the real power in your business. It must be connected to the dream that you have for your business. You cannot do anything you want in life that you have set your mind to as long as it's powered by the heart, or you can do. People will hear your words but feel your heart connected to the dream. You have to have that passion in your heart. That is what moves people. Because people, as Brother Newman just taught on this morning, have an automatic response to just about everything in life because they do not want to move from their couch. They do not want to come out of their comfort zone. The only thing that's going to challenge their current line of thinking is the passion from your heart. So when they hear your words, because people are perceptive, so they can really receive your nonverbals. So you may be saying with your mouth, you know, I want you to take a look at the business opportunity, but do you believe it in your heart? So when you go to somebody, you say, man, I really want you to take a look at this business opportunity, man, that is blowing up, man. I want you to be a part of this. Now they hear and feel the passion. But if you go to somebody and say, man, you know, I just got started with this business, I'm giving it a try. And, you know, I really don't know that much about it, you know, but, you know, I value your opinion. You know, I want you to come out and just take a look at it and tell me what you think. They ain't gonna be like, you know what, my show is on tonight. You know, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock is not a good time for me. You know, they'll come up with all kinds of excuses why not to move to action because there was never a heart connection with your passion to their heart. You must understand what network marketing business really are. All business and network marketing will ever be will change vehicles. They are vehicles for life change that can bring a powerful success change to people's lives and income. Business is a life-changing agent that can change lives in many powerful ways. Make sure that you sign up your new 3 people immediately on My Financial Work service. You have to be a product of the product. No checks is created until you turn on the service. You have to be a product of the product. You have to create your own testimony of how the service has impacted you. Why? Not only so that you can personally benefit, but so that you can also have a powerful testimony. So that when you're talking to somebody and they're telling you about what their perception is, what their, ideal of reality is, that no, that won't work, that is just their own personal opinion that has no merit against what you know to be true. People will always try to give you their opinions. But if you don't have a real testimony that you can say, no, that may be your opinion, but let me tell you about my experience. That's not my experience. So you have more passion and conviction and belief in what it is that we do. Schedule a kickoff meeting with your sponsor.
Very important.
We always say first things first, make a list, make the calls, get with your upline, until you actually set a meeting with an individual to sign them up, you're not working your business. We've always said about, the activities that, appear to be working your business, but going in your back office and, ordering your business cards, those are things that are part of what we do, but it's not anything, those are activities that actually increase your business. So you need to be busy about doing actions and activities that increase your business, like setting appointments, picking people up. If you have a problem with inviting people to the meeting and you get nothing but no-shows, then eventually you need to say, well, you know what? Let me target one individual. Let me go pick up this one individual and bring them to the meeting. At least that way I know that they made it.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, do yourselves a favor. If you're going to go pick somebody up, plan ahead so that you pick them up early enough to get them to the meeting on time.
Right.
Don't schedule to pick somebody up and then bring them to the meeting when the presentation is halfway over, only to hear at the end, well, I don't know what's going on because I didn't see the presentation. Plus, it doesn't set a good example in their mind of how serious you take this business.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to put an impression in their mind, like this is the most important thing. You need to sacrifice whatever you got going on to get out here to be on time, because this is something that can truly change your life. A kickoff meeting is where you kick off your business by meeting with your sponsor and get an initial business plan done. Warm market list done. This psychologically is a must, and it creates an official doors open for business mindset and an official start to building your business. If you sign up an individual and you had to just keep, staying on top of them to sign them up, just because they sign up doesn't make them in business.
Right.
And you really don't want to do them a disservice, nor your business a disservice, nor this company a disservice by just signing somebody up and don't get them actually started doing the business, where then soon as you sign them up, because you had to stay on top of it for so long that they were just signing up to get you off their back, then they don't do anything, and the next thing you know, they're out there bad rapping the company talking about, yeah, I was in that thing and it didn't work. Is that honest? Or the truth is that they never was in business. They signed up as a rep, but they was never working the business to actually give it a fair chance, fair opportunity to actually see whether or not it could work for them or not. Because we know it works. But because we are entrepreneurs, because we are successful thinking people,
Mm-hmm.
when we make a decision to do something, that's it. Period. That is the key to success no matter what you do in life. As a business owner, when you make a decision that I will be a successful business owner no matter what. I've had numerous different businesses, but what kept me moving forward, key words, moving forward, was the fact that I wanted to be a business owner and I wanted to live a certain lifestyle. So I may have tried different avenues that didn't work out, but that never discouraged me. It only bettered me because I learned what not to do. But you have to be committed to what it is that you truly want. So therefore, it's not a question of, I'm going to try this and give it a try for 6 months to see how I do. No, I'm going to, like I told Brother Paulie when we first hooked up, I'm going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Because I know that we have everything. We have all the key components that are necessary in order to create a $1 billion company. And that's just not some hype to try to get you excited over.
Right.
Because key thing is that it will happen with or without us. With or without us. So I don't try to get you hyped on it because it's going to happen regardless. But I want to get you excited because I want you to make a commitment. Because I'd rather it be because of you rather than in spite of you. I'd rather you be the recipient of creating a $1 billion company. We just don't stand here week after week sowing into you, encouraging you, because we're just trying to hype you on something we don't believe in, something we're not committed to, something we're not passionate about. We know that we have the ability to do what it is that we say we can do. It's a matter of you recognizing it, you believing it, you internalizing it, then going out there and doing it. Period. Put your commitment in writing. With your sponsor, create a commitment letter, starting with you will commit to and what your sponsor will do. There's nothing more powerful than putting down on paper and crystallizing you and your sponsor commitment. This is in the back office, the commitment letter. Because you want to make clear that you're committed to them and they're making a commitment to you. See, Antonio said last Tuesday, I think it was, when you tell us that you're what it is that you desire, we believe you. When you tell us that you want a better lifestyle, we believe you. It's only your actions which will really tell the truth. Because, again, we don't want to work hard trying to convince somebody to make more money. That's counterproductive. Because how many times have you worked over and over again to try to get somebody signed up, only to get them signed up, and then they didn't do anything? So it was counterproductive. It was a waste of time. We want to run with the runners. We want to run with those that we can run alongside with. Okay? Somebody we got to drag, we ain't going nowhere fast. It's all about lifestyle. People are rolling JMG net worth because they are focused on enlarging their lifestyle and future. It's about the house they want, the car they want, the security they want, and of course, even making a difference in others' lives. It's the lifestyle language. You must keep that language in focus for you and your team. Doesn't that look beautiful? Well, actually, it's higher up. But my land in Fiji overlooks the ocean just like that. You know, all the beautiful trees, you know, because right now it's on a mountain, right? Nothing but trees and jungle right there. I mean, but I can just see, you know, us flying over there in our private jet.
That's right.
See, I don't do things just for my own enjoyment. See, I think of y'all. You know, I think of others. You know, so we, you know, take one of the vacations, you know, get the private jet, we just fly a whole group over there. I mean, that's the type of lifestyle we talk about. See, these are things that we know that we can do. These are things that we do. other than the private jet. Well, Brother Paulie been on private jet, but we have the ability to live the lifestyle now. We're trying to tell you that it's possible, that it's doable because we're doing it. But we just don't want to do it alone. We want to, allow others to live truly, freedom. I mean, is freedom living paycheck to paycheck? That's not. But how many people are complacent, or, how many people are just comfortable? And is that really comfortable? Think about that. As I said, that don't sound comfortable. Because let a hiccup happen in life, as they do. They soon discover that is not comfortable. They stressed out. Have y'all been paying attention to the cost of utilities? See, when you got, multiple accounts, 6, 7 accounts, you pay close attention to utilities. And I'm sitting like, I never noticed the cost going up, but it's like almost doubled and tripled over the last year. And I'm sitting like, I'm spending thousands of dollars a month just on utility bills for one utility company. And I tell you, the biggest gangsters, Comcast. Comcast ain't no joke. $200-300. When the cable phone and internet go up to $300 a month. This is a basic cable. It's ridiculous. Then they get gangster on you. They send representatives out now. I'm saying like, well, man, what you do? You don't know me. What you mean? Is William there? You don't know me. Because what I did was I shut off all of these accounts, but I didn't turn in all the equipment, so they coming out to grab your equipment. I'm like, man. Anyway, I'm telling you, when you're a business owner, you pay attention to utility. When I go in other people's businesses, I respect them being in business and turn lights off. If a faucet is running, I turn it off because I pay attention to that. People that don't pay utilities, they care less.
Right.
They'll leave water running, lights on. But I'm mindful because I want to respect somebody else's because I want somebody else to respect mine.
That's right.
Just a little nugget for you. Make the golden dozens list. When a new person comes into J&B Network, they need to be focused on what they want their new company to bring into their life. This is called the golden dozens list. This is a list of 12 things that you want your business to bring into your life that is not currently there. Dream of what you want. See, you have to dream big. I read something the other day. I don't know if you sent it to me, Brother Paulie, or Pastor Randy said. I think it was, money solves problems, right? So big money solves big problems. Little money solves little problems. So what kind of problems do you want to solve?
Humongous.
So just food for thought. So you have to dream big. Don't dream small. I mean, you say that, you just want to make an extra $200 to $300 a month. No, you want to make an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Extra $20,000 to $30,000 a month. Maybe you just your faith hasn't grown up and matured to the $20,000, $30,000 a month level yet, but it's a progression. Because as you make more money, guess what? You're going to spend more money. Now, Brother Child will get up here, he's going to school you on finances and try to instill some good principles, but by nature, you're going to spend it because you haven't had it in the past. So you're going to spend it first until you learn from your mistakes how to save it. But, we're still going to try to teach you, as I try to teach myself. But it's a thing where you have to expand. Don't limit your vision based upon your temporal current situation. Never put a cap on your future. That has been a key to the life that I live. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what my pockets may look like, my bank account may look like, what people are saying around me, what's possible, what's not possible. I've always been a big dreamer. And as a result of that, my life has always been above ordinary. Because when you committed to it, guess what? You are willing to do something. And as a result of that, it produces the rewards. You know, the rewards. So the routine is there to do the work, which creates the rewards, as Brother Newman was teaching on this morning. So make your hot market list. When you start your enterprise, you must look to the people that will help you no matter what. That's why we always say go to your family and friends first. Brother Paulie mentioned that last week. You know, you go to them first rather than going to your cold market. And if you've gone to them in the past with other business opportunities and, you know, you quit on that in the past and they like, okay, here he or she comes again. Don't let that discourage you. You have to have that conviction and passion in your heart that this one is it. This is it. But you have to have the commitment. Yeah. You have to have the belief. Because no matter what it is, it will work. If it worked for somebody else, it will work for you. But the question is, are you going to stick it out? That's what's in question. Your stick-to-itiveness, your ability to commit. Because that's what they're looking at when you go to your friends and your family, the commitment that you're making to it. Because you're asking them to commit to something that they've known you not to commit to in the past. Okay? So they have to see the change in you. Get familiar with the tools we have and, you know, the other training tools. You know, this is a snapshot of the back office. You know, so you have like in the resources, you know, the information, the first things first. You know, you also have the plan in there as well, you know, but you also have that on the home page, okay? You know, with the videos and things. You know, you also have products in there, you know, tools that you can purchase in order to, you know, share the business. You know, those cards, you know, that Brother Paulie came up with the 4 key elements of the business. You know, great tools to use where you could, you know, just show those 4 highlights to somebody to spark their interest, you know, to get them to a point. But the key to it is that by showing the business plan, getting people in front of the information, increases your likelihood of actually signing somebody up. You know, if you set 0 appointments, if you speak to 0 people, guess what? You're going to get 0 people to sign up in your business, okay? So get familiar with these recruiting tools. You also have some sites in there, too, that you can use as well. You know, where you have 5 different, you know, websites that are part of your, you know, back office as well that you can place in different social sites and things like that, okay? So get a calendar and planner to start focusing in on the time you will spend working your business. As Child drew the illustration of the personal and the business overlap, they have to become as one. You are your business. So wherever you go, your business goes. So it's not a matter of putting on 2 different hats. It's the same hat. Because it's something that is a part of you, so it's easily, you know, interwoven into your conversation with people. And it's not even that, you know, and don't take offense to, because I know Brother Paulie has mentioned this, you know, where people stop wanting to invite him to party because he's just talking about his business and don't talk about your business anymore. Well, don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that because that is the nature of people, okay? Whether you say it or not, they're already thinking it. And they're thinking it because they don't want you to make a mockery of their life. So therefore, their job is to try to shoot you down before you even come out the gate. And if you don't know that, then you'll get shot down and you'd be wounded on the side of the road somewhere because you didn't understand the nature of people and their jobs. Key to success is that you can't give value to other people's opinion that has not achieved the level that you're trying to achieve. Because that's all they'll give you, their opinion of something that they don't know about. So therefore, seek wise counsel. Listen to the advice of individuals that actually achieve the things that you desire out of life. So therefore, don't be afraid when people when I don't want to hear about that business. Well, I'm just trying to help you because I love you, I care about you. So therefore, I just want to, try to help you to achieve what it is that you say that you want. I'm not trying to tell you this for my benefit. I'm trying to share with you something that I believe in. And leave it at that and keep moving. When you put it to them like that, it's going to plant a thought in their mind like, wow, what is really going on? Why are they so passionate about it? Because people will shoot you down just to test your commitment. They got different layers. Like Brother Newman taught on, programmed, where it's already programmed into their response to give you this, prearranged response. They got layers. And if you don't go through the layers and get to the real them, then they'll shoot you down just at the beginning. But they really just want to see, well, if I shoot them down now, they're going to come back. Do they really believe in it? Or if I shoot them down now, they're just going to fall down and die. That's why you have to have that belief in it. Ask this question. Who do I know that knows a ton of people and will be willing to help me get started with some names? Call them and tell them you need their help. Go see them and see what kind of help they can give you as far as opening doors and referring some folks to you. You will ride their credibility and their contacts. Yes, you must call on your own warm market, but this is a great way to jumpstart your business. And in the process of that, as you're asking for their help, they're asking themselves like, why did they ask me? So then eventually Lee said, well, hey, this sounds pretty good. I can see me doing this. But they don't feel like you're trying to sell them. People hate to be sold. So who do they know is very successful? Write their names down and call them, ask for the help, ask if you can come and see them and show them what you're doing and see if they have any suggestions in a way to market it and promoting it. Find a good scripted practice, which we have in the back office, okay? And make sure you practice it so that it becomes part of your conversation, part of who you are. It takes on your personality, okay? Become a product of the product. We've already discussed that because you want to create your own testimony. Before approaching anyone, know the 4 power words. The most powerful words you can use in approaching people are, I need your help. People always want to feel empowered. Like, yes, you need me. You're not going to be successful unless you go through me. People want to project themselves and puff themselves up. So this matter of stroking people's ego. To be honest with you, we got to trick people into making money.
Right.
I mean, with a plan that's so simple, we actually have to trick people. Why? Because of their conditioned responses. Because they're conditioned and trained to just be like cattle to go along with the status quo. So therefore, we have to shock people's mind, and say, no, I need your help, so that they feel empowered. It's such a simple plan. Think about it. Brother Paulie laid it out. You go get 3 people, get the $150 back the following week. They do the exact same thing. That next level does the exact same thing. That next level does the exact same thing. 2 months later, you got a check for over $5,000 a month coming in your mailbox month after month. And how much did it cost you?
Nothing.
0. Wow. What gets any simpler than that? And it didn't cost you $5,000. Say, hey, you know what? We got a guaranteed way for you to make $5,000 a month. And it's going to cost you $5,000 to get started because we know you're going to make that money back. It's a guarantee. Say, no, we got a guarantee you go out and do the work, and it's only going to cost you $150 to get started. Wow. Set a time to start actually calling your warm market list and write it down. This little tip will help you focus in on where you're pulling the trigger to call your list, but also psychologically it gets you used to the ideal. Have your sponsor help if needed with these 3 ways. Either way, start calling, start calling, start calling. Get on the phone, get in front of people, open up your mouth, period. You're not a salesperson, you're a salesperson.
That's right.
That's all you need to do, and that's all you're responsible for, is to get people exposed to the information. So either on a conference call or a Tuesday presentation, but get people in front of the information, get them on the hotline, get them on a computer with you next to them on the computer where you can show them the video, make the call if you need some support from your upline, but get people in front of the information. That increases your likelihood of signing somebody up. Ask for people help, time, attention, assistance, and input, but not their money. People in network marketing that come across like they have a dollar bill stuck on their forehead face massive resistance. Your prospect feels your hand already reaching for the money. Yes, you must get paid for what you do, but you have a much better chance of doing business with them if you ask for their help initially versus coming across like you want to sell them something. Seek their input first, then seek the sell. You'll be glad you did. See, it's really about improving you. It's really about learning how to interact with people, which increases your bottom line in your business, period. That's what I had to learn to do because I'm short with words. You know, I'm a man of few words, and I'm like, hey, it makes sense to me. It don't make sense to you. You don't want to do it. Well, fine, I'm moving on. That's just how I used to function. But I had to learn how to be more tolerant, more patient. I'm learning that from Brother Paul. You know? Hey, I'm like, you know, no, man, I ain't got time for you. That's why I was an entrepreneur. Because I didn't want to rely on other people. I was a sole proprietor because I didn't want to deal with other people. Because I knew other people didn't function at my high integrity or my high, you know, how I like to do things. You know, my expertise and my professionalism. I knew that they weren't at that level. So why pay somebody and I got to go and repeat the job? So therefore, I just did it on my own. But I had to redefine myself because that's not the type of industry that we're in. We're in the people industry. So we have to deal with people. You know, but then we have to function as we say we believe in love. As children of the Most High, we have to function in love. So it's always been to me a way to actually increase us as people, increase us as believers. Because as we learn how to better ourselves, how to, you know, build businesses based upon godly principles, guess what? It teaches us how to walk more in what we say we believe. Because unless two agree, how can they walk together? Light and darkness can't occupy the same space. So if I say that I'm a child of God, but then I can't walk in love because I don't have patience and tolerance for people, am I truly walking in the fullness of the promise? No. But if God puts a vehicle in our midst, such as JMG Network, that now forces us, if we humble ourselves, to now walk and learn new principles so that we can communicate better with other human beings, and we begin to acknowledge and recognize the source, now it's a bigger picture. It's not just about, you know, making money. It's truly about transformation of lives. And so I've always recognized that JMG Network is a divine setup. That God doesn't mind us being blessed financially, but He wants the glory. That's why we always acknowledge Him. Whether you believe that or not, whether you are of the same belief, that's your personal preference. That still doesn't change the fact of who we are. Okay? We respect everyone. Just disclaimer out there. You must learn how to neutralize objections. If you don't, they will neutralize you. That's where that conviction comes in. That's where that personal testimony comes in. Because how somebody gonna tell you that no, you can't repair your own credit when you got the My Financial work and you've been working on cleaning up your credit, your credit score that increased.
Mm-hmm.
How somebody gonna tell you what doesn't work if you're actually working it? Objections are training, all by themselves. You must learn to neutralize them and use them to work for you, not against you. Brother Paulie taught me this thing where, he listens and, he really listens, but he turns off. But then he comes in with this question. Well, what makes you say that? What makes you believe that? I'm a trainer and I need to understand so that I can train others on that. So, help me to understand why you feel that way. That allows them to, lower the guard and open up. But he really say, "Oh, do you really believe what you just said?" I want you to repeat it so you can hear the English that just came out your mouth. Know the 3 S's of approaching your friends and family. The 3 S's are short, simple, sincere. Keep your approach short for impact, simple for duplication sake, and sincere so they feel your approach, not just hear it. This will help you improve your response dramatically. Don't try to do a presentation over the phone. You run into somebody, just don't throw up on them. Do the whole presentation standing right there. They ain't hearing a word you say. Get them in front of the information. Get them on a call. Get them to a Tuesday meeting. Sit down with them so that you can actually hear what they're not saying. And they can see and feel and get all the information. So they can make an intelligent decision. Understand that recruiting and selling are 2 different things. There are people out in the industry that will tell you recruiting and selling is similar or selling is recruiting. They are wrong. Selling is transaction-based and recruiting is transformation-based. Selling is one-time event where recruiting births many events in the future. Selling is about closing people. Recruiting is about opening futures. Don't be misled. There are 2 totally different processes with different skill sets needed, no matter what some folks say.
That's good.
You are recruiters to recruit other recruiters.
Mm-hmm.
That's where duplication comes in. We're not trying to make a one-time sale. We're trying to get and create duplication, which is leverage. Understand that people are looking for security in some form from network marketing. People are ultimately seeking a worry-free lifestyle, but also security of lifestyle and future. Know that when you are talking to them and you ask them what kind of security is important to them. A lot of people, are looking like Chop, like myself, Paulie, those of us that have children, Newman. We want to create security for our children's children.
That's right.
Okay? That's what we're working towards. Yeah. So therefore, that's why we're committed. That's why we're excited. That's why our belief is strong. Because what we're working for is real to us. So therefore, somebody's got to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody. Because like I've always said, I've got to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's going to get blessed. If somebody's got to get blessed, why not let somebody be you?
Mm-hmm.
See, in my simple logic, because somebody got to make it. If somebody got to make it, why not let somebody be me?
That's right.
One or two think the same way. Somebody's got to make millions so this will become a $1 billion company. Why not let somebody be me? Begin to raise your level of expectation. But as you raise your level of expectation, raise your desire and willingness to work and be committed to it. So that now you truly position yourself to win. Where it's not just air, it's not just empty conversation, but that you're matching your expectation with your faith, which is works. Promote hope, not hype. Brother Paul says he hates hype. We're not here to hype people up. We're here to tell you that you know what? It's doable. It's possible. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day about depression. And a person that's in depression is a person that has lost hope. But how can you be depressed and call yourself a child of God? When we know that God is hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
That there's a reward that we're working for. There's a promise that we're working for. There's something that is promised that we believe in. And our faith is lined up with it because of our works that we do. So therefore, a person that is depressed is a person that has lost hope. But we're trying to increase people's belief, increase people's expectation, increase people's hope for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
In a time where it seems to be dark. That's why the word says we are the light of the world. We're the flavor, we're the salt. You know, we're supposed to be increasing folks' lives because of the hope in us, because of the faith in us, because of the trust in us. So that's why our belief has to be high. Our belief has to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll come in contact with somebody that may be on the fence, on the border. You know, because of temporal circumstances going on with their life that they can't see or feel God. But then God will use you as a point of contact for them to see him through you. That's why it says that we're the walking epistle. Because you're supposed to be the walking word of God. So that when people see you, they see him. But what do they see when they see you? If you don't know you, who you are, if you don't walk in the confidence of who you are, what are they going to get? Are they going to get the truth, or are they going to get the watered down, tainted version of your form of the truth? I'm the same way all the time. I don't know if I'm up or down, I'm the same way. You know, because I discovered the power in the word. You know, and I'm not trying to be up here preaching, but I'm just, you know, going led by the Spirit, but it's a thing that I believe the word. So therefore, I walk it out. And I discovered some time ago, the same God is going to, you know, take me to the mountain is the same God in the valley. So I'm trusting, believing that he's going to get me to the mountaintop. But I'm trusting, believing he's going to keep me on the mountaintop. So most people, when they get to the top, they say, okay, I got it from here. I can handle it now. No, the same God that got me there, the same God that's going to keep me there. So I learned to celebrate him the same on top and in the valley. Because no matter what, he's the same. But those that get discouraged in the valleys of their lives disqualify themselves for the mountains. Now you have to stay in your wilderness, in your circumstances longer, in order to discover how real he is before he can bring you to the mountain. Just like the children of Israel. They had to stay in the wilderness. What happened? They died. Because they didn't understand. So I understood that. I don't want to die in my wilderness. So therefore, I've learned to say, okay, I understand. I'm not going to get bent out of shape about this situation. I'm not going to allow it to define me. I'm not going to allow it to stress me out, because I understand that that's a form of disbelief. So therefore, I don't want to be stuck in this situation no longer than I have to. So therefore, I've learned to release and increase my faith. It's all about leadership for you and the prospect. People do not follow companies. People do not follow products. People do not follow compensation plans. People follow people with strength. Keep focused on the leadership factor. Lead, don't just tell. Start walking and take people with you. Leadership is the secret to success in life. Where you leading? What are you leading them by? Can they see what it is that they want? That's why I said you have to become what it is that you want. You have to become the person that you want to attract. You have to become the leader that you want to follow. And good leaders know how to follow. As I've always shared, when I first came into this business, I didn't know about this industry. I looked up to the leadership, even though they was younger than myself. Mario Datillo, Marquise, the other leaders that was in the company. I looked up to them and I listened. See, you have to humble yourself so that you can receive some new information, because nobody knows it all. Always ask for something to happen. If you do not, odds are nothing will. Powerful focus. Ask for help. Ask for appointments. Ask for input. Ask for opinions. Ask for referrals. Ask for time. Ask for the sale. Ask for the prospect to join you in your success journey. No matter what, ask for something. You have not because you ask not. So ask. What'd you tell me yesterday, Brother Paul? Worst thing they can say is no. I mean, I did a training on that. No. A little 2-letter word. No. How powerful it is. No. That people use avoidance tactics just to avoid hearing no. But like you said, it's not the N-O, it's the K-N-O. Now you know. Now you're empowered with wisdom and knowledge to know what it is that you can do or can't do. Don't be afraid of it. It's not about hype, about hope. Many marketing distributors try to hype people into joining. It's not about hype, it's about hope. Hope for better future, hope for more money, hope for a large lifestyle. People will be magnetized to hope, be turned off by hype. Hype comes from the head, hope comes from the heart. In business and network marketing, market hope, and you see recruiting explode. When you do a presentation, be in the presentation, not at the presentation.
Right, good word.
I mean, how are you going to bring somebody to a presentation and you sit there talking to your guest? While you're talking, that's not only distracting your guests, but it's distracting the other people in the room, the people behind you. So while you're talking, they're not listening. They're there to listen to the speaker in the front of the room, to give them the knowledge and information. If you was an expert, you should be in front of the room. But it sends a message to your guests that you respect and you support what's going on at the meeting. When you're talking, that's a form of disrespect. Okay? When you present, make sure that you're not just at the presentation. So many people present their products and they're on automatic pilot. Be in the presentation with emotion, conviction, and energy. There's nothing worse than sitting in the presentation and not feeling it from the distributor. Let the prospect ask the question, but only at the right time. So many prospects have so many questions, and they will all pull you off track of your presentation. When a prospect has a question, simply say, "Thank you for asking that. I would love to answer it, and we'll answer all your questions in just a second." And it goes to show you are thinking. Be focused, be there, and not somewhere else in your mind. People can actually tell when you are going through the motions and not really in what you're saying. 3 rules in multi-level marketing recruiting: be there, be present, be with the person, not your thoughts of something else. Ask a question every minute or so, keep drawing them into the conversation. That's what Brother Paulie always used some jokes. These some off the wall jokes too. Just to, lighten up the minute, just to make sure that you're paying attention. I'm still working on that. Questions are a magnet. Keep asking them. Are you with me? Am I making sense? Do you see what I'm talking about? What would happen to your life if that happens? How would this impact your family? Use their name at least 3 times in the first 3 minutes. Don't overdo it, but the sweetest sound you can say to a prospect is their name. Say it 3 times in 3 minutes, a rule, and you will keep their attention 3 times as long as you normally would. Use it throughout the conversation. Does that make sense, Mary? When when on the telephone, use the words that paint a picture and are emotional. Use words that paint a vivid picture. Use action-oriented words. Use words and phrases that are emotional. Family, freedom, breakthrough, wealth, vacation, property, joy, deserve, worth it, in control, total success, enlarged lifestyle. These are wealth words. Words that trigger thoughts of prosperity increase. As Shah was talking about wealth conversations, so that we speak in that wealth language. Never underestimate the power of 3 golden words in multi-level marketing recruiting. These 3 golden words in recruiting in life, they carry a connection value with them. I totally understand. But you never will totally understand. Those words are powerful when talking about any life situation that comes up, and use them often, and they create a magnetism in your personality. Use the word truth in recruiting, as they will anchor in their heart and understanding. When I first looking at network marketing, I was looking for only the truth of the matter, as it is important to me. And I would like to think it would be important to you. The word truth is a powerful word, as you bring the reality of the matter right out in the open to lay it out, dispelling any doubts in their mind from the very beginning. That's why you go to your warm market, because they should have trust in you and your relationship with them. And because of your knowledge and your excitement about, your belief in your J&G business should move them to action just based upon your relationship with them. Never play verbal judo in recruiting. If someone disagrees with you, thank them for it. Is their right to disagree. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate your insight and helping me understand why you said that. Tell me more. This would do more to draw the real objection out of them arguing with you. Verbal judo always has one winner, and it's never you. Never chase a prospect. You are not a dog. You must develop the leadership mindset in network marketing recruiting. People do not follow company products or compensation plan. People follow people with strength. If you are chasing a prospect, you are displaying weakness. Leaders give the prospect enough time to start moving towards them, usually 10 to 14 days, and after that, they keep in touch on a regular basis, but move on. Always, always, always be recruited. Always. Because never put your destiny, your future, in somebody else's hands. When using the telephone, make sure that you are more animated than normal. It will display energy and magnetism. The telephone is a great communication tool, but it will never replace face-to-face interaction. Let people feel your words and make sure that you come across as a confident and someone that is going places and taking people with you.
All right.
We going somewhere, y'all.
Right.
Y'all going with us?
Yes, sir.
All right. The prospect is thinking one thing: how would this enlarge my lifestyle? They don't care about you. They don't care about me. So what? I live and do what I do. So what? Does that benefit anybody else other than me and my family? So it's about what it is that they want. Be concerned about helping other people. Because by serving people, that's why we have a servant mentality in this company. By serving other people, by default, we achieve the reality that we desire. But put others above your desires. Because that's what's important to them. So that's what's important to us. Most people in life are looking to enlarge their income. All people are looking to enlarge their lifestyle. Find out what kind they want. Tell me about the kind of lifestyle you have often dreamed of. Make sure that no distractions when you are talking to prospects about your J&G network business. Remember this: if the prospect is distracted, they are not focused on your message. Would you like to wait a couple minutes before I go on? If the distraction continues, make another appointment.
That's right.
Don't waste your time. Move on. Because they're not paying attention, only to wait till you get to the end and say, well, I don't think that's for me. But they weren't even paying attention.
Right.
Use several testimonies during your talk. They bring life to your message. If you do not yet have a testimonial, borrow your sponsor. Find their 3 really hot testimonials, as far as the business. Share them with your prospect to emotionally connect to your message. Use the phrase, if this is right for you during your talk, it will draw them towards you psychologically. And this company has such a great track record to set a new person as well as you at ease when they come into the business. Of course, only if this is right for you. Remember, we're not trying to sell people. Trash the word opportunity. It's a red flag word today. Use the word vehicle or business. Our society looks at the word opportunity today as not another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you must do is to get your prospect comfortable. Talk about them. If the prospect is not comfortable with you, they will not be comfortable with your message. Talk only about them the first 5 minutes. Find what is the most valuable thing in a person's life. Then wrap the presentation around it. Family usually is. How this will impact your family is. How this will increase the time you have with your family is. The business will help you bring that dream into reality in your life. Always be forward focused in your recruiting. That is where most people are interested in moving forward in a more powerful life. People don't want to know there's a real chance, or people want to know there's a real chance in life to live the life they dreamed of. Don't dwell on how things are in a person's life. Focus on how things should be and will be. Be the knight in shining armor. We are the solution. We are the solution. The things that we offer are the things that are hot topics in the lives of people. The things that we offer are the things that people should be concerned about with their lives. Now is the time, looking at the state of the economy. Now is our time to rise. This is our year. We will do over $5 million in sales this year. Period. Always set the next move while you are talking to them. Lead them. Give them the next step in the process. Be the Pied Piper. At the end of Tuesday meetings, you need to be asking them to close. Let's go in the business room and sign up right now. Force them to tell you no, not right now.
Mm-hmm.
But just don't walk out the room. Ask for the close. Ask for the sale, even though we're not selling people. But we need to be closing people.
Right.
So don't be afraid to hear the 2-letter word, no. Make them tell you no. At least you KNOW.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, what a lot of folks like to do is get on the three-way, attend a conference call, look at some tools. I have an idea. Let's do this. Then explain the next move. It's not what you say, but what people are feeling when you say it. Words are important in recruiting, but emotions are more important. How can anyone get excited over something you're not? How can anyone believe in something that you don't?
Mm-hmm.
How can anybody follow you if you're not strong enough in faith to follow? How can anyone be touched by your message if you're not? Recruiting is a follow me game. You are asking someone to follow your lead about an unknown product, an unknown company, and into an unknown future. That requires some serious leadership. But be serious about your leadership in recruiting. People don't follow what you say or what you do, but who you are.
That's right.
So know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Network marketing recruiting is about who you are and who the prospect wants to be. Be real. Be yourself. Don't morph into your upline. Your warm market will be turned off by that. Yes, you should be becoming who you are planning on being, but still be real. Remember, the golden rule of the presentation is not about the presentation, but about transformation, how your business will transform the prospect's life. Recruiting is about being a walking, talking transformer. You are a change agent, just like who sell houses as a real estate agent. Always thank the prospect for the time, no matter what. This is just professionalism. Gratitude can play a long way in creating success in your life. I want to truly thank you for your time. I have enjoyed talking to you such and such and such and such so much. Now go out and sell, set the word on fire, set the world on fire. My glasses are coming this weekend. You ever see that commercial, America's Best? You know, I'm talking about $69.95 including, you know, 2 frames, or 2 pair,
Yeah.
keyword, 2 pair, and a free eye exam. Man, why don't joints cost me over $600? Why we go from $69.95 to $600?
Gotcha.
It says 2 pair. They don't mention that in just the frame. Then you gotta get the prescription, and you know, you just can't get the regular, you know. Anyway, now go out and set the world on fire because it is waiting for you to bring to it the solution. It has been waiting on. It's waiting on you. My financial. We have $1 billion idea. Our acted on schedule will make it $1 billion business. Paul D. Jones.
All right.
And I want y'all to be empowered and inspired to go out and create $1 billion company. God bless.
All right.
Amen.